A very warm welcome to all the participants. We are about to start the webinar. So today's topic for webinar that we like to cover is unlock efficiencies with CivitBUILD's interconnected and intelligent project scheduling. I do have my team with me who will be helping us to take through the CivitBUILD and how it can help into the various aspects of the project scheduling. I just like to briefly introduce myself. I'm Swapnil Sohoni. I'm a General Manager Marketing and will be moderator for the today's webinar. I do also have our speakers with me. So I do have Dijo Jose, who is the Regional Director for MEA region. We do also have Mr. Pranav Hatkar, who is a Senior Product Lead of the SoftTech and is a part of the CivitBUILD team. And we also have going to have Mr. Premnath Basava, who is a Vice President Delivery SoftTech for the CivitBUILD product. I like to request Dijo to take the presentation ahead from here.
Great. Am I audible, Swapnil?
Yeah, you are clearly audible, Dijo.
Perfect. Great. And thanks a lot for that quick intro, Swapnil. Very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, those who are joined from different parts of the globe. And it's a pleasure to get connected with everyone today. And myself, the Regional Director for Middle East and Africa. And I will be giving a quick snapshot on the SoftTech portfolio, basically the profile. And I have my fellow colleagues joined, Mr. Premnath as well as Mr. Pranav, who will be, they are the subject matter experts, as Swapnil said, and they will be running through the specific product demo moving forward in the next 5 to 10 minutes time. Yes, I hope we are all set to start with. Swapnil, any recommendation? We need to wait for another 1 or 2 minutes if you want to ensure other joinees are joining. Or we are good to go?
I see we can wait for another 2 minutes of a time. We do have expecting more people to join this session.
Perfect. So not to miss out for the others who are a bit late. So we will give that reservation of 2 minutes for others. Yeah. I think we are good to start, Swapnil. I think we are wait for 5 minutes. Great.
Yes,
yeah. So again, a warm welcome to everyone who find the time to join for this particular webinar today. Just to give you a snapshot, as you see on the screen, SoftTech is an software company. We make the construction or the AEC industry smart and digital. So the basic vision or mission for the SoftTech is in terms of how to leverage the current technologies available in the market so that the AEC industry can be get digitally transformed to ensure that they are getting the best productivity out of the resources, what they are handling for the different departments, not even with the different, activities, what they are practicing as part of their construction and contracting business. Can you move to the next slide? Yes. So what you see on the screen is basically a quick snapshot of what is SoftTech all about. We are in, as I mentioned, it's a global software organization exclusively dealing with the AEC vertical software development activities. And we talks about the legacy of around 28 years. Globally, presence in the different regions, including Middle East, Africa, back in Singapore, Malaysia, as well as US, UK, as well as the Finland. So we have our regional offices serving the different customers in the respective regions. And moreover, we have multiple product solution that caters or delivers to our customer base. So if you see our portfolio, we have the product line starts or to cover up the entire ecosystem, or I can say the entire stakeholders within an AEC sector. Starts from the pre-planning, during the construction, as well as the post-construction part of it. We will discuss that particular products in the upcoming slides, but to give you a heads up, we cover up all the different portfolios that is related to an AEC industry, start from pre-build, build, as well as the post-build stages of the construction projects. If you see on the screen, the products what we talks about, the plan permit, which is the pre-built stage products, basically used or implemented by the governmental or the semi-governmental entities for the building plan approval solutions. Moreover, the civil plan as an application mostly used by the architects and consultants to have the scrutiny of their building plans. Either it can be in a 2D drawing or it can be in 3D drawing before they are reaching out to the approval authority, in which they can do the scrutiny of their building plans by themselves, making use of the civil plan application. Permitting again, mostly used by, it's a workflow project. Can you just go back to the previous slide, Saumil? Yeah. Civic permit as an application, it's an workflow which is mostly used by the municipalities or the regional authorities, in which the architects or consultants or the contractors, they will come and submit their building plan for their approval. Permitting application will scrutinize as per the building codes related to that particular region, and it will be able to generate the building permit automatically for the applicants, basically. We have CivitInfra, CivitBUILD, which is an ERP, which falls under the ERP category. Majorly, the CivitInfra as a product line majorly focused towards the high-value projects like dam construction or even the infrastructure project development, where which you need to have the collaboration between multiple legal entities, moreover the governmental institutions. Today's focus would be more on CivitBUILD application, which is an end-to-end ERP solution that caters to the property developers, not even for an contracting or a subcontracting companies. We will go in depth into the product features moving forward. Moreover, we have a product called Civit Sustain, which is nothing but a digital twin technology or the digital twin software that is related to the AEC industry, which caters to the requirement after you construct a building or after you construct a fixed asset, how that is going to be get maintained and how you can have a green building concept, making use of the IoT devices for censoring the different performance of the different fixed assets that has been installed, and that can measure the legislature or the legal requirements within that particular region, and it provides the respective reports to the maintenance team for them to take the proactive and preventive measures for maintaining the green building concepts within a fixed asset, which is newly or which is an existing building. Even it can be both, basically. Moreover, we provide the services, the BIM model services, what we offers to the architects and consultants and or even for the contractors. We are authorized partners for Autodesk as well as the S3 solution for the GIS platform services, what we offers in the region. Next slide. So here we focus more towards the CivitBUILD, as I mentioned. CivitBUILD is an end-to-end ERP solution, starts from your RFP management till your P&L of the project. So as we all know, multiple stakeholders are getting involved during a construction of any fixed assets. Starts from your RFP, your costing, your BoQ, quantity takeoff, your costing, your pricing, proposal generation. And once you have been awarded with the project contract, then you'll get into the project management part of it. In today's section, we will be more focused towards the project management features available in CivitBUILD application that would be enabling the audience to understand in detail, once you win the order, how you're going to do the best minimization of the cost in line with the estimation what you're doing at the time of estimation process versus at the time of the implementation or during the construction project. Please, next. Just to give in key facts on the CivitBUILD application, we talks about more than 5,000 plus users, or in fact, the customers who are currently working on our data platforms, or I can say the cloud platforms. What we have 3 different platforms, or I can say the cloud platforms what we hosted, one in Dubai for the Middle East and Africa region. We have data center in India as well as in US. serving the customers for using the CivitBuild application as a SaaS platform. Moreover, more than $1 billion worth of projects has been managed by CivitBuild application as of date, which includes around 4,500 plus projects managed, of course, as a global with multiple customers from our platform. More than 4,500 plus projects has been managed as of date. And we have the customers in more than 10 plus countries who are logging to our cloud environments and using the CivitBuild application for their day-to-day operations. As I mentioned, starts from the estimation, project management, procurement, inventory, the finance management, depends upon the customer requirements, whatever they want to utilize the CivitBuild application for. In fact, we talks about around 500 million plus client invoicing that has been already happened from our CivitBuild application, which shows the stability of the product and the extendability to what extent the functionalities or the features can support to the global market requirements there. Next slide, please. So coming back to the targeted audience, who are using the CivitBuild application? It's basically the targeted audience or the end users or the entities would be more focused coming from the general contracting, or it can be a specialist contractor, or it can be a trainee or a property developer. So as I mentioned, CivitBuild is exclusively for the AEC industry, and the targeted audience or the stakeholders who are going to work within the same industry. So you can have, you may be a general contractor, which you will be having the subcontracting process that comes as part of your building process or during the construction process. Or if you are a subcontractor, yes, you can manage your entire project activities within the CivitBuild application. And if you are outsourcing any part of the job, that can be get managed making use of subcontracting, as well as the project management functionalities available in CivitBuild application. Next. So which are the industries who can make use of the CivitBuild application? Any sub-industries within the construction starts from your general contractors. If you are a civil contractor, civil subcontractor, or if you are an PMC or an MEP, or you can be an interior fit-out company, you can make use of the CivitBuild application for your day-to-day operations, which enables you to automate the different departments within your organization level, including your sales department, your project management, your procurement department, or your finance, not even if in case you are having the plant and machinery as a main contractor or a general contractor, you can have such modules available in CivitBuild that can be utilized to automate the entire process within the organization level there. Next. So these are a few of the challenges, what you see on the screen, which are the common, the first 10 challenges while we talk to the CXO community, what they projected in most of the meetings, how to get out from these particular challenges, which is currently faced by the construction sector or the contractors or the developers in the regions. So namely in time progress report from the site, how you are monitoring what is the progress happening in the site by your project manager or the site team. You may be estimating for around 30 to 35% margin at the time of estimation. But while you are handing over the project, it may be 10% or less than, it can go to cost even. So how you can make use of an software solution or an technological solution that can give it best control in terms of the cost in line with estimation what you have done earlier, how you can do the approval process to ensure that you can have the visibility for an easy approval on the book, so that the different departments can sync each other for getting their work done on the spot. Access information, as I mentioned, as a cloud solution, you can access to our data center at any point of time to ensure that you have the smooth sync with our application for accessing from any part of the world. So whatever you see on the screen, that's what the CivitBuild is going to offer you, the complete solution portfolio, and that will enable you to have the complete automation and the challenges that is being currently faced by the team or by the construction sector, that is going to be get resolved making use of the CivitBuild application. Next. As I mentioned, it's a cloud-based application. You have all the 3 different models available from CivitBuild. You can make use of the SaaS model, which is available in Dubai data center, or it can be from India or from US market. Or if in case you have your own data centers available, you can have the subscription to the CivitBuild license, can be get it deployed within your organization, and you can start using the application for your day-to-day organizational process. Next. So this talks about the different modules available and the workflow or the process flow happens within the CivitBuild, starts from your bid management till your financial accounting part of it. So in today's meeting or in today's section, we are more focused towards point number 4, which is nothing but the project planning and execution, as well as the point number 3, point number 4. That's what we are going to focus today in our demo. That will give you an visibility in terms of once you win the project, how you do your internal construction budgeting, how you define a project, how you do the cost control once you define your internal construction budget for executing the project, how your DPR, the daily progress report, visibility of what's happening in the project side, that will be discussed today. And moreover, how the entire project management in terms of the scheduling part, once you have the project of 6 to 8 months, how your total scheduling happens for the different activities related to the project is going to handle by CivitBuild application. So that's what we are going to discuss in depth during the next section while we are trying to showcase the product demonstration part of it. Next. As I mentioned, the project progress and monitoring, the variation control and cost tracking, that would be the agenda for today. Next. Again, the stakeholder who will be using this particular application would be the project manager. So those who are joined as his project manager in today's webinar, I believe they would be getting better visibilities in terms of the current challenges, what they are currently facing, and how that can be get overcome, making use of the CivitBuild applications, the project management features there. Next. In addition, if in case you are using any other project management tool like MS Projects, not even Primavera, for example, so system CivitBuild application give you an intuitive integration capability, making use of the open APIs available. So system will provide you, if in case you have any third-party application, mainly for your project management or your project tracking, if you need to get it integrated with any of the third-party time and attendance machine or even any other biometric devices softwares, CivitBuild application will provide the APIs, open APIs that can be get integrated with any third-party application in detail. Or if you're coming as an enterprise level organization, and if you have your own ERP running at the backend for the group level, and if you want to pick and choose few of the modules available in CivitBuild, in that scenario also, you can do the integration between your global ERP with the CivitBuild functionalities that you pick and choose for your automation process within your construction business domain. Next. Yes. So with this section, I will hand over the section to Pranav, in which he will be sharing the screen with CivitBuild application. And we will be focusing on these 3 major points: the project cost control management part, project scheduling management, as well as project monitoring and control features available in the CivitBuild application. Over to you, Pranav.
Yes, Teju. Thank you very much. So, I'm sharing the screen. Hope it is visible. Yes. The screen is visible, right? Yeah. So, hello, welcome everyone. Today we are all excited to know how CivitBuild transform your project scheduling from static timeline to an intelligent, integrated solution, which provides a real-time update to which offers better efficiency and control over the project execution. Let's get started to it. So after awarding project has been awarded and we won the project as an organization who is going to execute the project, a project execution comes into the picture. Project cost management, they will be able to see the project information and can add and edit information related to the project, like the basic details related to contact information, type of project structure, defining the type, maybe multiple villa project or maybe a building structure, defining it right from the substructural level to the superstructure with a number of floors. Categorizing it offers better control over the execution. Project setting have an additional control over the project, which is specifically meant to control the project. How you wanted to allow your project purchase orders, how you wanted to allow your project work orders. If you have a project logo separately, those will be displayed in a report as a separate entity project. Your project team, who will have an access to the project as well as an executioner or entry level control, that is also can be managed with the help of project team. Talking about the consultants, there might be an architect, structural consultant, so and so forth. We can have their information available for another team to refer, for entire team, project team to refer from. Access the project library in terms of what items, activities, resources shall be available for execution team to ensure a smooth execution of the project. And uploading the documents like drawings, structural details, Excel files, so and so forth can be uploaded and maintained with the document controlling. What is additionally available in CivitBUILD. Once the project information is set in the defined project level, project is moved to the next step, which is nothing but your project phases. Here, the project can be categorized into multiple phases. Like if we have a villa project, let's say, or maybe an apartment or township project, wherein n number of phases will be there to execute the project. User can pick and choose in which phase how much part of the project is going to be executed, which is defined in a previous step as a project structure. Moving towards next step, defining WBS, that is what all items, activities executable under each structural item is defined over here. This way is offering what sort of items, activities are going to be executed. Additionally, we offer copy WBS provision, wherein system helps you copy the WBS in terms of if the structure is getting repeated in terms of so it helps users save a lot of time in terms of defining the project structures, units, activities individually for that. Additionally, can be assigned to an individual user. So if a user who is going to prepare an estimation for the project can be assigned from the assigned step offered here in the defined WBS process. And of course, there is an document upload provision available. So what all the documents available in the previous step gets carried forward to the next step and are available to user for download only if they have an access. So there is an access control to it, which is offered in the CivitBUILD, which is implement. So those who will have an access can go and access the document. Once defined WBS is done, there are an estimation preparation or estimate preparation for the project. So the team who is executing the project will have an entire project structure available from the previous step, right from substructure level, superstructure with n number of floors like we have mentioned earlier. For these activities, they can add multiple line items which are executable with quantities, rates, and amount. System offers, CivitBUILD offers multiple provisions to kind of estimate the rate or to define the project quantities over and the rates too. So there might be a past experience with the project, similar nature of project with which the standard rates are available with the estimation team. So they can directly put down the rate. If team is willing to estimate the project and prepare the rate analysis, they can do that. So with the help of library, they can prepare what all the resources required to execute this single line item, defining or identifying for each cubic meter what many equipments, labors, and materials required to do this job. Not only the resources, but some items which may additionally occur for the project and sundries. There might be safety cost, electricity cost, or other expenses which you are willing to consider during your project estimation in order to ensure that all of those contingencies are getting captured correctly, in order to ensure that your per unit cost for this particular line item is derived correctly. Multiplying it with the total quantity of that particular item gives you amount to execute that particular line item. Additionally, there might be some indirect cost over the project, like your mobilization, disposal, dismantling work, which is not part of an original WBS or BOQ per se for the project, which can be added over here as a preliminary cost. Overheads, which usually a practice of an quantity surveyor, considering the transportation, safety, electricity over a lump sum cost or percentage of a direct cost, are available in the indirect cost section. Adding staff, which is perhaps an important part, wherein we are going to deploy staff for, let's say, accountant, procurement officers, execution officer, project manager, site engineers, and so on. Considering their salaries in the project cost is an important parameter in order to get cost, total cost of the project. Allocating this indirect cost over the direct cost gives you a total cost of the project, which is required to execute an entire project. That is how we, in a CivitBUILD, land upon the total cost of the project, which is going to be considered in consideration with the direct cost plus the indirect cost of the project. An approval is required by an authority, which is set in a workflow process, okay, is there to ensure that whatever estimation is done by an estimation team is then approved and then carry forwarded to the next step in the process. Multiple revision provision is there, so there might be a drawing change, scope change, or additional scope is getting added in a previous prepared estimate. System offers you a multiple revision provision. Each revision is required an approval from an authority and an authority to ensure that they are time. This is a time-saving task because there might be multiple line items in a estimate, so which are changed with reference to previous revision. We have a comparison report to it. We will see that in some time, but the revision option is available in the CivitBUILD. Once estimate is finalized, there comes into the picture project schedule management. In project schedule management, entire WBS prepared in previous step can be prepared based on the scheduling is prepared based on that particular WBS which is prepared in previous step, or user can choose to have an individual scheduling WBS to prepare and start scheduling the or defining the line items with reference to the WBS. All of your activities items defined in previous step is available here to do the scheduling. Setting up duration, timeline, start and end date for an activity, quantities coming from a previous step, that is from the cost estimation. System, since it is an integrated platform, system knows how much quantity and cost associated to that particular item and for an entire project. Setting up dependencies, like any other software, is a part of the process wherein you'll get to see what are the dependencies on each item, each activity, and each task to prepare and understand what is then ended for an entire project, all collectively. Gantt chart is an output of what we have done thus far, setting an activity, item, dependencies, and all will help you view the project and understand what are the dependencies on each and every line item. Like this. Let me zoom out for you. Okay, setting up dependencies and gives you overall picture of what all are the items and activities and dependencies on these line items on the execution moving forward. As you can see
here, Pranav, looks like your screen is freezed. Can you just refresh?
Yeah, sure. Yes. Right.
Yes, please continue. Now it's visible. Yeah.
So, like I was saying, preparing and setting up dependencies, start and ended, duration for an line items, what we have prepared in the WBS. Setting up durations, dependencies is part of the process. Output would be a Gantt chart, which gives you an overall understanding in a graphical view that how task, activities, items are dependent on each other, and what would be the end date if we execute the project with the similar milestones and timelines set up in the project scheduling. If you notice, there is a color difference here, what you are observing, which is nothing but an real-time project progress. System perhaps is then integrated platform is dependent on the daily field report, which I will brief you about, is dependent and tightly integrated with that. So whatever site team is filling up the project progress, or whatever the quantities and execution, overall execution update, what site team is filling, Gantt chart is getting updated based on that on a real time. So those who are strictly monitoring the project progress will get to see what all the completion of that particular line item and what is an overall impact of completion of that particular activity overall over the overall project. I'll give you an understanding of how the daily field is getting updated over here in some time. Another benefit of creating an entire project scheduling or project dependencies and project scheduling and planning is getting a report like cash outflow is perhaps an important decision making part to understand that how, based on my planning, my cash is going to flow out as the project progresses. So in month of January, February and March, as per the planning, how my cash is going to flow based on my WBS will clearly be visible. And with the help of that, a management or project execution team can ensure enough cash flow in hand to ensure smooth execution of the project without any hindrance. Additionally, there is a procurement calendar, which not only sets and gives you an overall understanding of what all resources required in total quantity and with the rate, which is considered in an estimation, but perhaps the breakup of these quantities, which is required in overall quantity, and breakups in the individual month of project progress. So your procurement team can plan procurement well in advance and ensure right time availability of resource, which is perhaps the biggest challenge what we have encountered in past time. That procurement team is not readily available or not getting enough time to procure the material, and hence the project is getting delayed, will be solved very easily. Our existing customer are getting benefited out of this million times. So you can categorize with labor, machines, material, and with the particular timeline and the date range. And additionally, a graphs and chart view will help you understand the graphical representation and your cash flows based on the planning what is prepared. And AEC analysis is nothing but a part of high value, medium value, and low valued resources. And bifurcation of those resources in terms of quantities and amount will give you an additional analytical capability and perhaps the best decision making capability to help you understand what are my high value, medium value resources required at what time, and what is the quantity and cost associated to do that. These are some benefits of million possibilities of what analytical capabilities CivitBUILD offers in a project scheduling management. Let me jump into the project monitoring, wherein once the project scheduling is freeze, the planning is done, project manager can go and release those activities to the site team. There might be multiple site people or multiple site engineers who are responsible to execute part of the project or some part of the project, right? Those can be assigned, those activities can be released and assigned to those particular employees, and based on the roles and tasks assigned to them, those site engineer can view what are the tasks are there in their bucket to perform. They can not only see those, but what all activities are getting delayed based on scheduling is visible over here clearly. The red marks are the delayed activity, which is clearly visible to them. Based on highlights or particular view dashboard, they can make a decisions of requesting for the resources or perhaps filling the daily field report. Requesting for material, requesting for labor, machinery, and so forth is in practice what site engineer can perform with the help of workplace for site engineer. Additionally, this daily field report was what I was mentioning during Gantt chart, gives a better control to it. How? So basically those activities which are getting delayed are highlighted with red. Now site engineers can, based on site progress, can fill the daily field report with the help of measurements. They can mention the delay reason as well, that why the activities are getting delayed because of the material unavailability or weather conditions was not right, and so on and so forth. There are a master to define the delay reason, and we can pick and choose what is the reason of delay. And the reports which are generated will give you the reason of the delays of the task, if any. Additionally, these items which are allocated to the subcontractor can have a daily field report. I think can import the daily field report, because Excel is perhaps the most liked application what is used on the site. So we have kept that in mind, and we have provided a provision to import this measurement books directly into the CivitBuild, and a lot of time saving can be done in terms of filling the measurement, so that how this 40 quantity is coming up, they can fill up the n number of quantity completion over here. Not only that, what all the resource consumption what is done on the site while executing those line items can be filled over here by the site team. They can not only update their machinery, material available, machine logs, their labor logs, and if there is an additional resource consumption, if any, they can directly fill it over here. Site photograph upload is an additional provision in a daily field report, which helps project manager and overviewer understand what is an actual site picture looks like, or basically how site looks like when they are mentioning a progress on that particular day. We can have a provision wherein these reports what are generated in a daily field can be triggered to a project manager on an email, so they can have an update at the end of the day that what was the site activities performed by a site engineer or a particular site has in progress based on the planning. They can not only see what is the today plan, what is an actual completion, what all the materials are getting consumed, labor's consumption, machine logs, what is the next day planning for that particular activity or that particular project, and some links of the site will help them better understand the project situation. Lastly, this part wherein the field report is getting updated by site engineer, which I mentioned that this is an integrated platform. So whatever quantity is updated here by site team, an overall impact can be felt in a project progress with the help of Gantt chart. So those who are monitoring the project on daily basis will get to see real-time progress, and perhaps they can monitor it with better control. Another additional analytical perhaps a graph which is mostly preferred by site project managers or site team is an S-curve. It helps you understand how my planned value, earned value, and actual cost looks alike. So if you can know from a single graph that whether you are under budget, over budget, or whether you are behind the schedule, on the schedule, that single picture can be represented with the help of S-curve, which is getting updated real-time basis as site progresses, and daily field report is getting updated by site team. So those CPIs, cost performance index and schedule performance index, can be monitored on daily basis by project manager, and you can of course control your project with with better efficiency and control, which perhaps might be missing as of now by your current tools. But with the CivitBuild, you can achieve those, right? These all additional parts related to the project cost monitoring. The real part wherein estimated revision controls or estimated revision comparison, which I had mentioned earlier, that how a project manager, when there are revisions in an estimate, how they can perhaps make a decision that whether this revision or estimated revision is correct, and what were the changes done with reference to previous revision. So this is a comparison report between the estimated revision version number 1 and 2. What all the changes done are highlighted with different color codes, and agents are given at the bottom. So time saving is an important part when you are dealing with thousands of line items in the project. So you might be interested in seeing that what all the changes done with reference to previous revision. So you can make your decision to whether to approve that revision, estimation revision or not. That can be done very quickly. Your resource consumption is perhaps an important part in your daily on your daily progress. So understanding how your material consumption with reference to planned quantity versus actual and give you a variance will give you an overall control, because your high valued item are worth saving. So if there is an wastage on the site with reference to your material, labor and machineries, you can view them here in the report center and instruct the site accordingly that there is an wastage to particular material and there is a variation what we have observed. So there is a lot you can save with the high valued resources based on the analysis or the planning what we have done. Daily field report, your monthly progress report are the additional report what CivitBuild offers you. So month on month basis, how my project looks like or how is my progress looks like for that particular project, and give you a overall understanding of week-wise progress and overall progress with reference to your planning. Cost to complete report will help you understand that with reference to my budget, how is my actual expenditure are going with not only two particular project or line item, but perhaps entire project structure. So this will help you understand and offer better control to monitor and control the project. So your task, you can drill down to the level how you wanted to view it. Your estimated quantity versus how is your actual progress. If there is an execution, of course there is an control in a system that system should not allow execution more than the planned quantity. So this perhaps give you a better understanding of how my progress looks like with reference to planned quantity versus actual execution, and how much is the balance amount I need to spend in order to ensure that this task or activity is getting completed. There are numerous reports in terms of monitoring the project progress with reference to scheduling and how your project progress and completion looks like. Let me show you a glimpse of it. This is a project status report, which gives you an overall understanding of for each level line item, when it is started, when it is actually completed, what is the percentage or quantity completion, and what is in percentage completion for that particular, and what is an overall completion of the project when the activities and item under it are getting completed. These are few out of many reports what CivitBuild offers, which perhaps give you a better control and efficiency, as I mentioned earlier. And what I've shown you thus far is just a tip of the iceberg. There are many other possibilities with the CivitBuild which you can explore. With that, I would like to hand it over to Dijo. So Dijo, if you can take it over.
Great. Thank you so much, Pranav. I know it's very limited time. We cannot go in detail for the sections today, but our intention is to showcase the different features available, the core features available as part of the CivitBuild project management module with an application. Great. So coming back, we are just, for those who are participating in today's webinar, we are having an exclusive offer what we are offering. Basically, you will be getting 2 users while you're getting it registered for the CivitBuild free plan. So normally it provides with 1 user, but those audience who wants to have an hands-on with CivitBuild free plan version, you can just get it registered. If you can just go to the next slide, Saumil. Just go to the link civitbuild.in and you will be getting this particular registration link. The sign up link will be available. Just put across your credentials over there, and this will enable you to activate 2 free users for the CivitBuild free plan available for your usage. Once you get registered, our team will be reaching out to you. They will be providing you with a quick orientation or understanding on the product features and capabilities and the configuration part, and you can make use of the application for your day-to-day activities. And if in case you want to get it scaled up for the additional features which comes as part of the paid version, of course, you have the option to pick and choose, and you can have the full-fledged CivitBuild ERP implementation requirements. Keep in mind, CivitBuild offers you with module level licensing. So it is not mandatory that you need to go for all the 14 modules available as part of the CivitBuild ERP solution. You can pick and choose the respective modules that is required, and you can scale it up as and when you need to implement the additional modules available in the system, basically. So with that note, I think we can move into the Q&A section, Sabna. If you have any questions raised by the audience, you can discuss it.
If there are any questions, they can put those questions under the chat so that the team can take up the question one by one. Yeah, I request audience to put the question into the chat. Yeah, I can see. So I do have a question from Mr. Rajesh, and he has said, can we upload the schedule data from MS Excel or MSP project and vice versa?
Mr. Prem, if you can jump into, you can just answer this.
Hello, yeah, good afternoon, everyone. See, basically, the base schedule has to be prepared in CivitBuild solution, and it has an integration with MSP, wherein once the base plan is updated in the CivitBuild, you can export it to MSP, and from there you can do the changes. If you see, you don't have to upload the schedule, because when I do the scheduling, I have a BoQ, which is already part of an estimate in CivitBuild. So when you do the work breakdown structure in the estimate, it is automatically get transferred to the CivitBuild module, right? So in that case, there is no need of uploading. And once that schedule is automatically generated in the planning module, you can export it to MS project. If you are using MS project, you can make the changes by exporting the plan to MS project.
Okay. I hope, Mr. Rajesh, you got the answer that you are looking forward for. So let's move to the another question that is from Mr. Mayur. And the question is, how detailed is the interior project execution library?
Yeah, see, we have a standard libraries available in the system. But however, because as we know, each customers based the type of project they are executing, they have their own specific BoQs. We have a provision of importing the libraries in the system. There are tools available wherein you can easily import your BoQ or the library into the system very easily through an Excel template.
Any further questions that anyone from the participants like to ask? Yeah. Okay. So meantime, I do have shared a poll with the today's audience. I request all the participants to please share your feedback with the help of the poll. We'll wait for another 2 minutes of a time. In meantime, if someone shares any question, we will also like to take up that. Thank you.
Samil, I think there is one more question from
One more
Mayur.
question. Yeah. Yeah. Can you please share, the question is from the Mr. Mayur, and the question is, can you please share CivitBuild Android app link here?
So Mayur, just to answer this question, while you are getting it registered for your free license, you will be having an utility available, which can be enable you to download the app to your mobile devices, basically. The app is not available in Google Store, nor even in the Apple Store. It will be given only to the customers. So please get the registration done in www.civitbuild.in, and you will be getting the link for downloading the CivitBuild mobile app.
Yeah, I hope, Mr. Mayur, your question has been answered. Any further questions? Okay. Okay, so I see that we also got some responses for the poll. I like to thank all the participants as well as the team to joining for this webinar, and please stay with us because this type of the series of the webinar we are going to we have even planned for upcoming topics. So this is the one topic related to project scheduling that we have covered, and there are many more topics that are yet to be covered into our upcoming session. So stay in touch with our team, with our updates, and keep joining to the webinars. Thanks a lot. Thank you, team, for your
thank you, everyone.
inputs. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great day
Thank you.
ahead. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.